Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to this week's Goddess Energy Forecast. Quick introduction for those of you who are new to me. My name is Abigail Mensah-Bonsu. I am the CEO and founder of the Moon Goddess Publishing and the Moon Goddess Academy, as well as the Moon Goddess Circles. This is this week's energy forecast. Are you ready? So immediately what comes in? The past few weeks has been tense, hasn't it? It's been pretty intense. And that's because there's a lot energetically going through. Like the key word is transformation. There's a lot of transformation. It's kind of dying down because we are in a point of integration. For some people, I'm seeing that you're probably still going through the transformation process, but I'm also seeing people who have emerged as the butterfly, and now they're learning to get used to the new body, the new being that they are. So there's a huge part of integration coming through this week, but there's also still people still going through the transformation. So wherever you are, simply honor that. But I just wanted to witness you because it has been intense. And if you were, those people that just felt more grounded this week, felt like everything flowed, good job. Send some of that energy to others who might not be experiencing that groundedness, that peace, that inner peace, right? Send some of that out because not everybody is experiencing that. Some people are going through some major transformations right now that is, making them question everything, making them question the entire lives because everything is changing. We are in the year of change. Remember that? I had to remember a client yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. We're still in the year of change. We're in the universal year number 5, and 5 is all about changes. We're still in 2021. We're still in the year of change. And so we're still experiencing the transformation that this beautiful year brings. And if you didn't get to do the work earlier this year, you're definitely feeling it now. You're definitely going through it now. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. This transformation is not only for your highest good, but the highest good of all. Because again, we are in the Aquarian age. We're also what word am I looking for? Like we're walking on the journey into fully being or operating in the 5th dimensional consciousness. A lot of shifts going on. So have grace for yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Wherever you're at, be gentle with yourself because you're doing a lot. You're going through a lot. But it's all for the highest good and the highest good of all. You are safe. You will come out of this. You will come out of this more beautiful, more powerful, stronger, more courageous, more confident, loving yourself fully. You will come out of this more of yourself. Let me tell you a story. So my hair, never in my life did I think I would come to this part where I cut off my hair willingly. I remember the one time I cut off my hair, it was because, back home in Ghana, the schools, some schools will allow the girls, like we can braid our hair, or some schools you have to cut your hair because they see it as a distraction so you can just focus on your studies. And this was when I was about to start high school. And my parents weren't sure if that was that type of school. So they decided to cut my hair. I had really long hair, like all natural, and we got to the school and the headmistress was like, nah, you should have left it. Just have her braid her hair. She's good. So that was the first time I cut my hair. And the first time that I felt my scalp, the first time I really saw myself. This time, with all the changes going on, like I just had this deep sense to come home to me. I had this deep desire to touch my scalp and discover who I truly am. I have this deep desire to really sink in deeply with me, to really see me. And the desire was so strong. I was like, I'm cutting my hair. I remember telling my husband, I was like, I'm cutting my hair. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut my hair. And then he came home from work and I had already like cut it short. Because if you remember last week I had braids. So I just clipped it at the bottom. I was like, love, I'm ready. Here you go. Right. And he's like giggling and shaving my head. And it still feels so like I have never felt this embodied, so here with me. Like I can't even describe what I'm feeling. I see me. You get to experience me, all that I am. I love my hair because I can do so many styles. I can have different colors. I can do whatever I want. But after a while, I forgot who I really am underneath all the expressions. Remember, there's nothing wrong with expressing yourself, but make sure you come back to the truth of who you are. That truth, that core self, that core part of you that is constantly expressing itself. Because in this world, you might come to a point where you forget. There's so many distractions out there. It's okay. Find your own way to come home to you. All this transformation that is happening is calling you back home to you. That's the other thing that came in. I was like, I'm just feeling like this major change that I'm going through. It's like something, it needs to be expressed on the outside. Like when you go through something and it's like you need something for it to be like show outside, right? But it was also very powerful for me because me shaving my head was part of letting go. It's like finalizing the transformation, letting go of the past, completely cutting the ties to the past, to anything that no longer resonates with me. Anything that is not serving me at this time. It was letting it all go. I'm telling you, I feel so free and light. Now I understand why people do this. Because, my husband was like, why are you doing that? The hair, the Native Americans say that the hair is like the antenna, right? It's like our antenna. And because the natives, they really honor the hair. And I get that part. I get it. But every now and then, you get someone who just cuts their hair off and they're like, oh, I feel so free. And now I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, this is what they're feeling. They have this desire to come back to themselves, to come home, to release and shed the old, because our hair holds so much memories. And so like they all of that stuff that we experienced in the past, both good and bad, gets stored in the hair as much as it gets stored in our organs and in our body. And so cutting the hair is literally, it's like calling in beloved Archangel Michael to come in and cut the cords, right? It's like physically, I'm literally cutting the cords. And especially when you're conscious about the process. Now, I'm not inviting you to cut your hair, but what I'm inviting you to do is to come back to yourself. Come home to yourself. And all this transformation, this alchemical process, this is intense alchemical process that we've been going through individually and as a whole, is all bringing us back to our core self, is bringing us home. Home to right here. Who am I? Who am I? I am me. I am me. This is me. And from this place of me, I can create and express my soul however way it wants to be expressed. But when I forget who I am through the many expressions, I know how to come back home. That's the key. So how do you come back home to yourself? How do you come back home to yourself? Do you recognize when you're being taken away from yourself? I bet you do, because it feels very uncomfortable. It feels chaotic. It feels challenging. It feels like stuckness, resistance. It feels difficult. It feels like nothing makes sense. That's how you know when you're not, when you're no longer operating from your core self. I see so many people who feel lost in the outer world because they feel lost in their inner world. Remember, this is what gets expressed on the outside. Our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. That's why it's so important to do the inner work, because it will bless you outwardly. It doesn't matter what chaos is going on in the world. If you have peace within you, you will experience peace outwardly. You will experience peace in the world. If you feel safe in yourself, you will experience that same thing in the outer world. I just finished doing my talk for my Light Summit, which has been going on all weekend. And the replays are still my group. I'm going to be slowly, facing and bringing the videos into YouTube as the presenters send them to me. So I've already started posting them. So make sure you check them out. It's been a power-packed weekend. Powerful meditations, activations, inspirations, connection. I mean, the energy in this group is incredible. And I do the Light Summit. That was my Healy going. I'm running some frequency, doing some frequency therapy on myself. Who doesn't need that? So delicious. You got to support this beautiful body as much as you support your energetic body. So I do these Light Summit this time of the year, right? I do one in the springtime and I do one in the fall around this time. And the purpose of it to anchor as much light into this planet and to support you throughout the year, right? So the February one sets the motion for how the year is going to go for you. Helps you get that nice, support, the light that you need. You get activated, you get supported, so you have a good year. And then around this time, it's like amping up to end the year so you can enter a new year powerfully. So the energy in this group is amazing. Like, I love it. I freaking love doing this every year. And it's so interesting because I even see myself doing this in person, like actually create this in person and bringing people together. Oh my God, I can't wait till that happens. Come back to yourself. Come back to the core truth of who you are. When you're feeling lost outside, most likely you're feeling lost within yourself. You're feeling lost in all the expressions and who you need to be and what someone told you to be and all of that stuff. Come back to yourself. How do you find your way back? I want you to ask yourself this question. How do you find your way back to yourself? Because this is going to be very unique to you. And it might change every time you need to come back, depending on what level you're in. Before it's been meditation, connecting with my higher self. This time I wanted to shave my head. So it just depends. It's very unique to you. So how do you come back to yourself? First, then recognize when you are out of alignment with yourself, when you're feeling lost within yourself and in your world. Second, how do you pull yourself back? What do you need to anchor you back to your center? Third, work with your higher self. Did you see that coming? Work with your higher self, because your higher self will anchor that truth right into you. And remember the mantra that I've always taught you guys, putting your hand on your heart, calling in your higher self into your heart, and bringing your awareness to how your higher self emerges within your heart. and allow the light, the energy, the frequency from your higher self to radiate throughout your entire body and outward into your outer world. Do this every day. First thing you wake up. It does not take, it's like literally effortless. The more you do it, it becomes natural. It just happens. Like the moment I start coming to consciousness, I hear myself say it. I call upon my higher self, please come into my heart and lead the way this morning. I call in my divine guides as well. That time I will, say good morning to the divine father. I'll say good morning to the divine mother. I'll do that anchoring exercise, create my bubble of light, call in my dragons, my divine team. My morning, my day is set. Probably my whole week or month or year is set after that, right? But the more you practice this, the more it becomes natural to you. And also the easier it will be when you feel lost within yourself or out in the world. Because you have that anchor and you've been solidifying that anchor, that pillar of that center pillar of light by constantly connecting to it, that when you find yourself spiraling out, it can bring you right back quickly. But if you don't have that center pillar in place, then when you spiral out, you just keep going until something major has to come in and knock you back into your center. Now, my hope for you is that you start practicing this now so that you do not need to be knocked back into center. You know what I mean when I say being knocked back into center is going through the alchemical processes, going through the fire. Perhaps even Phoenix style, where the old burns away and you have to restart. Come back home to yourself. So needed. So with that said, go ahead and close your eyes before we go into that. So hooray, Mercury. Mercury goes direct again today. So remember, this is going to be a slow process. Not going to be like, whoo, stop, turn, right? It's going to be a slow process of coming back to its normal flow, right, in the normal direction. So, whatever leftovers needs to happen, this will be the week where it will be kicked up so you can clear it out really quickly or realign it or balance it, right? So still continue to be gentle with yourself. There, Jupiter is also out of retrograde. Woo! Jupiter is the big planet of expansion, right? So we are now, it's like when I feel like when Jupiter went into retrograde, it was like looking, acknowledging all the different ways that we contract. How are we living a life that is contracted? How do we limit ourselves? And then when it goes out of retrograde, it's like, here is your expansive self, because hopefully you've done all the work, right? And you can step back into your expansive, blessed self, right? Let's go into the centering. Close your eyes if you can. Begin to take in some deep breaths in. Breathe into your body. And out. And now with your inhalation, imagine you breathing in golden light. So breathe in that golden light, let it go into your body, into your lungs, into every part of your being. And when you exhale anything that does not resonate with that out. So it might look like a gray, cloudish, thing. But just breathe in gold, breathe out anything that is not for you, not for your highest good. So do this until the exchange, the breathing in and the breathing out, both have gold in there. So the breathing, the exhaling will also be golden light. So keep doing this, breathing gold, breathe out. As you're doing this, take this opportunity to call in your higher self into your heart so that she or he can assist you. And now go ahead and send that pillar of light up. Go ahead and plug it into that golden ball of light, which is the beautiful crystalline heart matrix of the Divine Father. Open up your channel, allow that light to just fall down into you and all around you. I'm seeing like this golden stardust, like just pouring into you. Or perhaps it's a warm honey, golden honey pouring onto you. Now bring your awareness to your roots and send it down into the earth. Again, all the way down to the center of the earth where you see that crystalline matrix of the Divine Mother, the heart matrix of the Divine Mother. Just like you did with above, go ahead and plug it right in and open up your channel and begin to drink up that beautiful light and love from the Divine Mother. Bring it up into your body and let it flow out all around you. Now bring your awareness to your heart where you have your higher self. So you have your higher self's light or flame. You have the flame from the Divine Father above, and you have another flame from the Divine Mother below. Begin to see all three flames come together and merge and create one big light or one big flame. And when they do, they kind of just send out this ripple effect, this vibration out, and create this beautiful bubble of light all around you, this crystalline bubble of light all around you. And this bubble of light even sends out that frequency all around into your world, into your surroundings. I'm going to call in all of our beautiful guides, guardians of the highest light, our angels, archangels, animal guides, ascended masters, masters of light, all of the highest light who are here for our highest good and the highest good of all, to come and show up and create a beautiful golden circle around you. So begin to see your divine support, your divine team show up around you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. Thank you, Divine Father, Divine Mother. Thank you. I want you to breathe into the space where your pillar is centered and anchored, where you are surrounded by the love and the divine light of divinity, of both the feminine and the masculine, divine feminine, divine masculine in union within you. And from this place, go ahead and ask, what do I need to know in order to come back to myself, to come back home to myself? What do I need to know? 1, 2, or 3. Once you received your number or numbers, go ahead and open your eyes, still sane in your heart, and open to receive your message. So in honor of the Light Summit, which is about activating the fifth dimensional leader, Mary Magdalene has been just popping in and helping us to anchor these codes of leadership, higher level leadership into our being. And so I'm using her deck. So we're going to bring her wisdom through because the energy is there. So why not receive it and let us support you? You know, I was talking about this, part of being a leader, most people are like, I'm not meant to be a leader, because what they're thinking about is, you know, being out there and leading something. But being a leader begins with you leading your own path, leading your own life. So you are a leader, right? All of us are leaders. Just some of us have different, you know, missions where we get to lead outwardly, right? Where others are more focused on leading inwardly. They're all needed. We need all of that energy, or both. I feel like at some point it becomes balanced, right? They balance each other out. So let's go ahead and see what messages Mary Magdalene is bringing through. Remember, the question is, what do I need to know? What do I need to assist me to return back home? So the first card is crucifixion. If you receive card number 1, or if you received number 1, this is your card, crucifixion. So one thing I love about this card deck is like the image and the words sometimes like, whoa, what is this? And then I'll read the message. I'm like, that was not what I was thinking. So be open to receive. Okay. So immediately when I look at this card and the question is what, you know, how can I come back home to myself, right? Immediately I can, before I even look at the message, it's like, how have you been crucifying yourself? How have you been, it's like you've been crucifying yourself so much that yourself is afraid to be expressed. It can also look in the form of how you are penalized how you get penalized when you step out. When you try to be all that you are, you're either being cut down, you're either being screamed at, like it's not safe. You don't feel safe for you to really operate from that inner self. It's almost like you're in a protective mode, right? So let's see what Mary Magdalene has to say. You are causing yourself much unnecessary suffering by thinking that you need to improve in some way. I'm going to read this again. You are causing yourself much unnecessary suffering by thinking that you need to improve in some way before you can find peace and fulfillment. For much of your life, you have tried to hide the parts of you that you don't think are lovable. Yet the things you repress or hide resurface through external situations until you learn to accept and love them. A world of infinite possibilities awaits you if you can just learn to be yourself and love yourself as you are. Inside you, there's a shining star. There really is, by the way. Allow that light of your star to shine forth, and you will find that people will love you just as you are. This can be as simple as you envisioning that star in your heart and letting that star shine out all around you. Just doing this all the time. Like seriously, you'd be amazed how your world begins to shift. Over the coming weeks, pay close attention to your thoughts. When you find yourself thinking negatively or fearfully, consciously transform that thought into a loving one and continue doing this until the cycle is broken. This is something I told my client just like days ago. This will take time, dedication, and perseverance, but the reward will eventually be great. Beautiful card. Reclaiming all that you are. The shining star within you, right? Allow that light to shine forth. So you can begin to pull in people who will nourish and support you operating from that self. So that you can feel safe, really showing up, right? So if you receive 2, you're working with this card that says little children. So immediately I'm getting playfulness for you. How can you come home to yourself? How can you connect to that playful side? And perhaps for you, it's like playing with children, your nieces, your nephews, your best friend's children. Go play with children because they have a way. Children are magical. Like they have a way of opening your heart and helping you remember your own inner child. So let's see what else this card has in store for you, what Mary Magdalene has in store for you. All right. When given paints and a brush, a young child will automatically express and portray images of the people and things that he or she loves, and then enthusiastically explain who and what everything in the picture represents. Children have no preconceived ideas about how they should express themselves. They just do it naturally and spontaneously in any way they can. You can benefit from adopting a similar attitude at this time. Let go of all your hang-ups and express yourself freely without judgment. Express all you have stored in your heart. You can express yourself in a myriad, of ways: verbal expression, journal writing, painting, drawing, music, and dance are but a few of the ways in which you can effectively express your emotions and feelings. This will help you clear the emotional blockages that have formed over the past few months. You will regain a newfound sense of enthusiasm for life, and this will filter through to your work and relationship. So how can you come back home to yourself, reconnect to yourself, connect to that playful side? Again, if you have nephews and nieces, or your best friend's children that you can play with, go play with them, go paint with them, go just play with them, because that will open that up for you too. Right? So it's very important for you to do this. And the whole point of it is it will open your heart so you can begin to clear the emotional blocks that are in the way of you fully anchoring into who you really are, which might be creating, the doubt, the self-worth stuff, on worthiness, lower self-esteem, right? All of that usually is coming from some kind of fear. Well, I can't be myself because if I am, I'm going to be this, or this is what I experience, right? We go through that all the time. So card number 2, connecting to the inner child, connecting to the joy of the child, right? The child energy, the inner child energy, and allowing that to open your heart so you can begin to heal your connections, your relationship with yourself, and your relationship with others. So the last card, oh, I love this card. How can I come home to myself? And we have Mother Mary herself step in. Now, if you've heard me talk about this, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, they're all part of the Sisterhood of the Rose. So usually when you have one of the Marys show up, all the other Marys will show up too. Their symbol is like a rose, and each of them have a different color rose. So Mother Mary has a blue rose. Sometimes it's white. Mary Magdalene has more of a red, rich red rose, right? So cool. So let's see what this card has. I love this because it's like, work with Mother Mary. If you want to come home to yourself, work with Mother Mary. So let's see here. Here's some message from Mother Mary for you. Dearest one, I ask you to surrender the fear and the anxiety you hold for a loved one's well-being. Trust, all will turn out for the highest good of all concerned. This current situation is simply part of your loved one's life experience and learning. A blessing eventually stems from this current event. Remember, at the heart of all creation, only love exists. Allow divine love to stir within your heart. Feel it move the earth and stars as the miracle of life forever unfolds. Have faith in the universe, in the universal spirit of life, and know that you and those dear to you are eternally protected. This is my card. This is my card speaking right here to me. Like I can feel her. She put her blue shawl like around me. It's like her light, right? That light blue. It's like like around me. Oh, you feel it? Allow divine love to stir within your heart. Feel it move the earth and stars as the miracle of life forever unfolds. Have faith in the universal spirit of life and know that you and those dear to you are eternally protected. I shower your loved one with protective and healing light. So please do not worry. Don't worry. Mother Mary, card number 3. What a beautiful way to end the messages, right? Thank you. Thank you, goddesses. Thank you, divine beings, divine mothers. Thank you. So just close your eyes if you can. I'm just going to bless you real quick. Bless you so that you're on your way to experiencing a best week, the best possible week. So your week is blessed. Everything you do is blessed. Or es adiano koharia sitiro ati nasaro kwakitia aro sunia kitira sarwa kwakitina sarwa aro si kia suuro asina akatio oros e sua na sira kwakitira sanatara oro se e tiran soro or os era nasaka tia koro e niasaru akia sarukuha a shuru akitina saro ko o kia tira oro satina soro e kia sariadoa shuru su or o tia aresi era oro uso duruatia ara area o tina saria duruakia saria no koakia aros ur etira akia shuru ti durus e dari ako e kateros. So imagine the beautiful angels coming in to just brush your energy field with your angelic wings, clearing, cleaning, balancing, healing, lighting up your aura, your energy fields, all your energy centers, just smoothing your energy over. Make sure you breathe in and just stretch, open up to receive. With gratitude, let's thank them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, angels. Thank you for this. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you so much again for receiving this week's Goddess Energy Forecast. And again, I'm going to put the link to the Light Summit so that you can have access to all the replays. If you are on social media, if you're on Facebook, definitely come check out the group and come check out all the expert videos. If you're not on Facebook, it's okay. I'm going to start to bring the videos onto YouTube. So keep your eyes open and make sure you subscribe to my channel and click on the bell, because every time I add a video, you will get a notification that I've added something. Last announcement. This week is the birth of my multi-author book, Miraculous. Oh my goodness. Yes, it comes out Friday, October 22nd. So make sure you watch out for the links and grab your copy. Okay, it's an incredible gift to the world. The contributors, the stories that they share in this book, to help humanity heal, to help humanity get activated in the energy of hope, and miracles, to begin to receive your miracles again. This book is a container. This book is encoded with the frequency of miracles and hope. So anyone who looks at the book, touches the book, reads the book, gets activated and blessed with these frequency codes. This is our gift, one of our gifts to humanity. So you get to experience this. So keep your eyes out for the links, and yes, get yourself a copy, get copies for your family. So the first launch is going to be the ebook, and where we are donating the proceeds from this to a charity, which I'm going to be announcing soon when we launch. And that's part of this, what makes the multi-author book, this way of becoming an author so much richer, because we are, you're really stepping into authentic expression, right? You're telling your story from a place of, like, this is the path I walked. This is how I healed. This is how I empowered myself. And this is how I got to where I am. And you can too. empowering you to keep going so that you can get to where you are. There's so much blessings. Have you ever watched a movie or heard a story of, someone who overcame and triumphed about, a hard life or hard experience? It motivates you to break through that wall, to jump over that hurdle. It motivates you to move through life fearlessly. So I love books because they have the ability to change your mind, change your consciousness, and inspire and activate you in ways that we cannot quite comprehend, especially when the books are created in a conscious manner. So keep your eyes out, and please support our contributors, support this beautiful book so that more people can receive it in the world. All right, my loves, from my heart to yours, have a blessed week. Bye, everyone.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see.